It's important to remember that when you criticize Donald Trump in the manner of Joe Biden, Ruth Ben-Ghiat, Nancy Pelosi, that you're criticizing or running down a man who is a turbine involved with the Beatles. Ruth Ben-Ghiat, Hillary Clinton, they're not going to go after the Beatles. What they're going to do is make it look like they're close Whigs with the Beatles and run down Trump, but he's making it easier for the loudest Clinton tunes to wreak havoc and hell on everybody. And the Beatles underwrite that. Pat Buchanan's so-called peasant army come to the rescue of anybody who has any insight at all into David Bowie's ghastly phenomenons. So you have this situation where the Kennedy assassins control public relations through the complicity of the Kennedys themselves, because the Kennedys don't dare cross the Bowie line. And Bowie stood for the assassination of journalists, the torture and enslavement of children, most brutally of all, the poison by prison corrections of drugs that were being pushed on the masses. The people who made the poisoned LSD that destroyed so many lives in the fentanyl are in the Board of Corrections by documentation, clear-cut truth. Yet they get away with it as sure as Kent State. As sure as the Vietnam War, as sure as the napalm fires, they get away with it. And you get crafty little berserkers like Robert Fripp coming prancing with Colin Powell, selling weapons of mass destruction, and virginity proves rape. Weapons of mass destruction, and virginity proves rape. Whoa! What do we have left? We have next to nothing left. You can't even talk sense to yourself. They're so full of public relations and the spyware of the federal establishment and the friend-on-friend stuff. You go to school and make a friend, and he turns out to be a trafficker. You go to school and make a friend, he turns out to be an informant for the Green Party. And you're supposed to respect their icons. You're supposed to never say an unflattering word, a false-sounding word. Everything must sound true and good and reassuring to the nightmare weasels. Lenin pulled a Houdini. There's your point of departure. When you're ready to take your point of departure seriously, then I'll have something to say to you. But that's what really happened. The rest of it is bunk. They came down like an alien flying saucer and assassinated Kennedy and then rolled out a red carpet for themselves to help themselves to anything the media could monger while they burned fossil fuels and created forever wars and patted each other on the backside. And now the monsters have a new gizmo, the Green Party, assassinating senior faculty, torturing children, conspicuously pulling hybrid stunts, looting our museums, and nobody is doing the books. Nobody has any integrity whatsoever. The legal services are zombies. And everybody kisses Paul McCartney's ass. The brains of the entire crime. The Butch Cassidy of the Sundance crowd. The Green Party's arch Attila.